Michigan bringing a lot of great talent here this weekend. Pretty much, I think it's like 2/3 of the Michigan PR is here. Big chunk of the Chicago PR is here. You've got the Bayos, literally just the Bayos from Deathspade and Geist from Ohio and Kansas. So it's a lot of really good talent for a very small bracket. So
as well as I believe there's some Indiana representation as well out here today. So
is there?
Really making it a battleground of the Midwest.
Who's here from Indiana?
Well, obviously.
I mean, Scrubbed Out is here,
yeah,
but like
here,
that's
but off the top of my head. I mean, I had to think there's somebody.
Because I know, I don't think like Wolfie is here or
No,
like Rompy or any of those guys, but
I don't think Purdue made the drive.
Either way, it's a very Chicago, Michigan, plus a couple of guest stars from the Bayos, I think are like the main headliners here this weekend. But doubles bracket, it's 18 teams, but it's pretty deep. Like even right out the gate here, we've got Alfredo Tasabu versus Nad79 and Echo Fire. 2 PR from the Michigan scene, as well as Tasabu, who's been really up and coming here from Chicago. Been really doing a great job. He had a really good tri-point run. I think he won a tri-point a couple weeks ago with the Min. So going to be a matter of this stubbier Ness Mario team trying to find a way in, but actually Tasabu going for the Bowser. He is a Bowser Min co-main, so going to be interested in how that shakes out.
Sounds a lot like one of the twins from Hawk and Linus Factor. I'm going to say that's Linus that does the Bowser. It's always a weird 50-50. I mean, I've watched them play for so long, I should know that.
It's kind of one and the same when it comes to how dominant they are in that doubles, whether they're the Bowser or the Ike. I couldn't tell you either, no matter how long I've watched them. So
absolutely, and they've been like having them in Michigan has helped not only cement an internal love of doubles in the state, but also like helped the teams like Echo Fire and NAD have a base to build off that chemistry and the kind of game plan you want in a doubles format. And then when you add your skill as a player on top of that as a solo performer, it makes any team like this a sight to behold.
Yeah, but really, even just watching them warm up, NAD and Echo Fire, they have their follow-ups on deck. They get a lot of great setups out of those Mario grabs. They're very telegraphed, so you can set up a lot of great combos with Ness, like those dares off stage out of it. So already getting up to an early percent lead, I think, here. I realize the player cam is in the way of one of the stock icons, so we just kind of got to keep track of that. Maybe keep some tallies on that notepad you got.
Oh, yeah, no, that's NAD. NAD's actually can reliably be called a stock tank in doubles, is what I've seen throughout from countless regionals where NAD loves doubles. So
now, already getting off to a great start here. I believe Red Team both still on their first stock. And Tasabu has his work cut out for him here. Already on his last is Bowser, which you think Bowser would be the stock tank on that team, but getting thrown for a loop right now, taking out a lot of early percent.
Yeah, but that Bowser, wow, great DI from Echo Fire to still survive at 142 on the Bowser bomb. What do you think about Pokemon Trainer in a doubles format?
It's really interesting because you get a lot of fluidity in terms of game plan. You can switch between those Pokemon, and then Charizard at that high percent for kill power, but you don't really have good mobility either, no matter what Pokemon you're on. Squirtle, yes, but he's going to take a lot of early damage and get tossed around a lot. So, I don't know, like, there was, at Genesis, there was a really good run from Valor and his teammate who was a Pokemon trainer. So it was a Sonic playing that support role with the Pokemon trainer. So it's kind of like, not super common because PT isn't super common nowadays, but
but now it seems
strengths
like,
and weaknesses.
Yeah, it seems like the main game plan from Alfredo has just been like almost being in that Charizard state too much in a way, because with Tasabu. Oh, that's not what you want. Oh, good heavens. The up smash from downtown into the yo-yo. And just like that, in an instant, you took your teammate's last stock and you lost your own. After you, mind you, Tasabu.
That's not how you want to end game one, man.
Tasabu.
So now you kind of have to reevaluate. It's definitely NAD and Echo Fire that won that game one, but either way, gonna maybe look at shrinking it down here a little bit to Hull Bastion. You get less space to work with, which I think makes sense for this team. They have less mobility, but we are seeing the switch to the Min as well. here. The Bowser was doing him no favors in that game.
It wasn't. No, it came back to bite him so many times, and then that whole ending sequence that we talked about before. Yeah, it makes sense to switch to the Min Min. An interesting fact though about this Michigan team.
Nad and Echo won game 1, yeah.
Interesting fact about this Michigan team is that both of these players, Nad and Echofire, go to different colleges, whereas normally we see these doubles teams made up of players from the same college, like say Zama or Aster. This is the unique case of like, oh yeah, just two players from different colleges that have played each other a lot and are slated to be the top 2 teams in the collegiate bracket.
As far as because they're on the separate teams, it's Oakland and Michigan State.
Yep.
So that's cool. Like, I like to see that, especially from Smash, where it gives people the opportunity to meet people from around their own state, make new friends. And whenever I was teamed in doubles a lot in Smash 4, it was people from like Madison, Milwaukee, everywhere else. So it gives you that cool opportunity. And you already see they have such good chemistry together. Mm-hmm. So many good follow-ups. Talking about that with Mario on those grabs in game 1, and they play that really good support role with Mario in the back and Ness in the front taking those stocks. As we see him again getting out to this early lead.
And there's just incredible combo game from these two. We're seeing like confirms into yo-yo on top of platform, things like back throw, and already Alfredo on last stock for this game number 2, and is forced into the Charizard position once again.
Which you think, okay, he's literally at super low percent. Does he really need to switch to Charizard right away? But I think he's trying to get that better range on the character as well. But it also makes him even more combo food for this team that's been really good at getting those follow-ups. But we are seeing that up smash get the stock from both yellow teams there. So trying to keep themselves in this set, trying to push it to a game 3. But
a little bit of Squirtle play here. But at 71, you're going to immediately look for the swap to like Ivysaur. Yep, here it is.
And Yo-Yo just hanging on for dear life with that vine on the side, trying to get around that Yo-Yo, which Echofire just super efficient with that Yo-Yo. A lot of really cool kill setups you were talking about earlier that I'm not used to seeing from Ness in doubles.
Oh, yep. This would be back throw. Good shield.
Trying to combat the incoming Min-Min there with that back throw. The hitbox from Mario is really big. So just trying to hold on that stock, not trying to lose any like from an early Min-Min forward smash or anything like that. So.
Absolutely. Now off stage, rising forward air from Echofire, and the yo-yo once again, and oh my gosh, Tassabo.
Just the dominant stage positioning there too. You got both red team there ready to cover anything on the ledge, and they just didn't even make it back. You got that yo-yo, and then Tassabo getting that SD, and
they get to play ping pong now.
Yeah, have fun, man.
Just bounce the Min-Min back and forth, and all Tassabo can really hope for is to try and get things like a megawatt nair out. So far, just fighting their way back to stage. The arm's coming up steady, gets a grab.
And this is where you see teams that team together a lot really shine because they know how they want to position around each other in these 2v1s. You can get those kill setups, but yeah, that PK Fire just lingering and ending that set there and no chance of recovering for Tassabo, and real quick 2-0 there to start our day.
If you're Tassabo, you're like, dang, you don't like to see that happen with the PK Fire off stage. It's just you're stuck in it. What are you going to do? What am I going to do?
And Min-Min's recovery is... It's not necessarily good, but it gets bad really quick as soon as you put a hitbox there that she has to play around because for whatever reason, the grab box on that up B just stops working. It just goes straight up.
The tether hitbox, and it's wonky. It's wonky. It's not like Byleth that apparently will hit from wherever you want, whereas most tether recoveries like Min-Min's are annoyingly consistent. Min-Min's, like we saw right there, is just like a little too far, and that dragon's not grabbing onto anything.
But yeah, really quick set start that day. Like each game was a couple minutes, and like obviously, like we talked about, Alfredo, Tassabo, very solid team. Like Tassabo's been doing really well in Chicago lately, so no slouch for sure. So
I mean, these Michigan teams though, they're just buzzsaws. You got to respect them. You got to know that you're going into a region. Going against players in a region that are known for their doubles prowess.
Do you guys still have a lot of do you have them at your locals? Do you have doubles at your locals at all still?
At regionals, yeah. We still
okay,
have, I haven't been to a standard local in a while, but from what I remember, don't quote me on this, but I think Movement Mondays might have doubles.
Okay.
As for anything else, it's typically just regionals and Discord doubles.
I'm gonna take a look while we're sitting here. I'm curious because Wisconsin for the longest time was very, very doubles oriented. We had some really good teams, and then the interest kind of fell off over time, and then kind of been bringing it back at locals, but there just isn't a lot of interest in entering anymore. Like, we usually get a good amount of activity in it at regional level, but not as much as we used to at the local level. Which, okay, the internet here is not cooperating for me, so I'm just going to take your word for it.
But for the time being, I think we got some ads we can run here. So check out Walpurgis, a West Michigan regional coming from the people Lilac Cages and Indiana's own Scrubbed Out, the Kalamazoo Expo Center. We're going to get back to that, don't worry. We had a little bit more to talk about. But also, hey, there's Breach. Breach, June 14th. Oh. Hey, there's Walpurgis. Kalamazoo Expo Center, May 10th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Singles, all best of 5, and triples with a 16-team cap. That'll be a good one. Start.gg/Walpurgis.
And then, we're going back to Walpurgis. We going to Breach. What do we? Scrubbed out on the stream setup here, working some magic, trying to figure things out here.
I saw Breach. I know Ring Out's another one we got coming.
You know who's going to Walpurgis at all?
I mean, everybody's going to Walpurgis, which is why you should register today and also be one of the people.
Perhaps.
I mean, you can probably assure people like your J-Jaws are going to be there, your Michigan PRs are going to be there, your Chicagolands as well. But here's Breach.
Yeah, Breach 2025, June 14th, with the whole list of fighting games here, SSBU, Rivals, many, many more. So definitely take a look at that. There aren't too many events happening over the summer, so take a look at this, see if Breach is on your to-do list.
Kind of wide open as it stands, so waiting for that next big announcement. I'm sure something's going to come. I think we got maybe one more. We got 2 more. Let's check out Diamond Dust 2, a Michigan tournament coming April 12th and 13th. Start.gg/DIA. I know there's going to be more than just Smash. There's going to probably be doubles, Rivals 2, maybe even some fighting game action. I know last year they had Tekken and Street Fighter. It's all part of a big LAN event with Gamers Outreach, so make sure you reach out and check out Diamond Dust 2 today. Register. It was a banger last year, and it's set to be even bigger this year.
I heard really good things. Even Script was talking about how it's starting to, the push is there to try to make this the new Frostbite, or like the new big house in Michigan. So a lot of great players went last year. I believe MK Leo went. A lot of very talented players, but I know they want to push it to like be a B tier, A tier this year for Smash. So
it was won by Shiny Mark as well. Right before Shiny Mark, I believe, won Smash Factor 10. So it was like before Shiny Mark really hit that big win, won Diamond Dust to really set himself up.
See if he comes back this year to reclaim his defend his crown.
A twofer kind of.
And then Ring Out here coming in November 22nd, 2025. Over 2,000 in pot bonuses across the games. Another one in the Midwest here in Akron, Ohio. Doors opening at 8:30. No Smash players are going to be there at 8:30.
Well, you see the date. It's November 22nd. Do you see a day before and after?
True, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
But either chock full of great events throughout the day. It's all best of 5. There is catering there on the location, and it's full of friendly setups, which everyone loves to be able to sit down and play once you're out of bracket. Just hang out, play some games, have a great time.
Absolutely. Check it out. It's also in Akron, Ohio, so start.gg/ringout. Check it out today. And hey, we're back. We got players sitting down now, so we got the next set coming up for you. They're getting their controls in. I think they're starting on PS2 as well. There's Kevin behind us. He's looking all handsome.
Look at him go.
Who we got coming up here? Take a look, Ski.
It looks like we're probably getting Druish Rydra versus Henry OG and Andrew SK.
Now, I should have known that because Druish and Rydra are two Michigan State stalwarts. The problem is they're sitting behind the monitors, so I didn't see them sit down. I only see who are the other two stalwart you said?
It's Andrew SK and Henry OG are the other two. And Andrew SK, I saw, he plays Marthin Shulk. I don't know where he's from, but he had a pretty good run at Tri-Point last night. It was at 9th or 7th place. So not familiar with Henry OG, but obviously Druish Rydra is going to be that Palu Ridley. Does Rydra play Ridley in doubles?
I believe so, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Rydra play anybody other than Ridley. And on top of that being a very, very solid Ridley. As we're getting right into it, folks. We're getting double Inkling. This is okay, they're having fun. Here we go. Henry OG, Andrew SK going double Inkling versus Rydra and Druish.
But as someone that played Inkling for a long time in doubles early in Ultimate, very good in the doubles meta. Can pile on a lot of damage very quick, especially once they get that ink on you to compound that damage percentage. So if there's ever a time to play Inkling in 2025, it's doubles.
Oh, and we're starting to see that right now as both of them are just getting a lot of rapid jabs on Druish and Rydra, as well as getting ground onto Druish there, but no follow-up. As the two of them, oh, I forgot, you know, one's purple, one's blue. I thought, oh, wait, cool, they're making purple. But no, that's just from the, I believe it's going to be Andrew SK, I'm going to say.
Could you imagine if in doubles, if the Inkling players like mixed their paint, if it made a different color on the character?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
It would be too much attention to detail.
It'd be a coding nightmare. It'd be a coding nightmare, but yes, it would be so cool.
But Henry OG and Andrew SK getting that first stock here. Actually, I think the stocks are even. Once again, we can't quite tell under the player cam. But
I want to say that Blue Inkling, if that's either Henry or, I'm going to guess Henry. I think that's last stock. I think that's last stock for Henry.
Either way, another stock flying from red team here. Continue to pile on that damage. I think what's so impressive about, get the down air before the Ridley B can get taken off.
Get dumped.
28%.
That's an early stock take from the blue team, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Now you got to capitalize and just take that advantage even further.
Yeah, I believe stocks are equal right now, but the Blue Inkling here at 113%, barely surviving that up smash coming out from Rydra.
That's incredible. That was nair directly into Palu Laser. That's crazy.
Just one unorthodox team to Palu Ridley.
Oh,
and there he did have one more stock, so now stocks are even, but this purple Inkling looking very worse for wear at 119, trying to play behind the blue there and avoid this Ridley that's a walking kill move.
Down tilt, nair, forward smash, even dash attack. Dash attack is a great jump scare kill option from Ridley. It's just if you shield it, he's stuck there for quite a bit. Back air, if we have falling back air from center stage, will do it as another rapid jab coming out onto Druish, already at over 100% second stock. So is Rydra at over 117 on the last stock. That showing that down air spike was just brutal from Henry OG. But now it's still one stock apiece.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that down air, the scope of this game would look very, very different. Especially with Rydra just trying to hang on to this last stock for dear life, but eating a paintbrush to the face, taking both stocks. So now we are in a 1v1 scenario, but
you got to think, was it worth it? Because now you're at 89%, Druish on a fresh stock, so now it's just a 1v1 with one stock. Do you have the skill on your Inkling to beat this Palutena main?
Yeah, and this match is famously pretty good for Inkling, just due to that low profile on the dash, but as far as percentages go, you have to play near perfect to bring this all the way back. And Druish just continues to put on this corner pressure, gets one of those Palu back airs in there, and that side B, the Explosive Flame, is going to take that game one.
That's a spicy meatball. But
yum,
really,
yum.
What are you going to do to recover in that situation, really? You got to try. You almost got to drop down and then recover from below, but you were already too high up. If you drop down, got caught holding forward a little bit too much is what I think happened.
I think people also have the tendency when they have a autopilot on the recovery to just buffer it as soon as they're out of hit stun. So you saw the Inkling roller come out immediately, so Druish just throws out the side B just to see if he's going to run into it.
Yep.
And that's something you'll see commonly from Inkling players, is just immediately going for that roller to try to get back to stage while saving a jump. So privy to that and just stealing out that game one.
Absolutely. So now we're back on PS2 for this game number 2, and already we're seeing much of the same game plan from the blue team. A lot of these rapid jabs to try and build this paint.
Yeah, just a lot of quick aerials trying to ping-pong this Ridley. Rydra just trying to find space here, but now getting an edge guard of his own on the left side. 2v1ing these Inklings with a plum right now.
Did you know that Rydra is actually deathly afraid of elevators?
Okay.
He takes steps to avoid them. Anyways, so back into it. Down air is going to connect onto. Once again, it's tough because they don't have Henry or Andrew, so we can't tell which one is which. So we're going to just continue to say purple Inkling and blue Inkling.
One of them has the Fear of God. One of them is
Code Gyat.
Oh, actually, I know who it is because one of them has a Code Gyat sweatshirt on. So I'm assuming that's what Code Gyat is here, but doesn't help me determine which one's which for the player tags.
Yes, still doesn't. Well, I mean, hey, if you know what Andrew SK looks like, don't you?
No.
Oh, never mind. I thought you said that before.
I just know that he plays Marth and Shulk in singles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
So far, everybody is holding onto their first stock quite well, as if the up B is still not going to be enough to take Cody Yacht's first stock.
And you'd think that the Inklings would be the ones with the strong recovery here, but Rydra is just harassing them off stage with this somewhat linear Ridley recovery, using those jumps really well, continuing to just look like the space pirate that he is off stage, making it really hard for these Inklings to recover.
Up B going deep, and that was an early stock take on Fear of God, like 50% off stage of that back air. Already, Purple Inkling on last stock here for game number 2, and Rydra is cleaning up.
Yeah, Blue Inkling finally losing his first stock there, but continuing to hold on this first stock is Drewish. Playing so defensive, so carefully while he continues to put on that damage from across the stage and just really looking like a fantastic stock tank right now.
Yeah, Rydra and Drewish are just cooking up, and they're saying Squid is on the menu today. Up smash is going to take, wow, it's going to take Fear of God's last stock. Do they have one to share? It does look like it. So now, blue team on the last stock apiece here, and still Drewish holding on to the first one.
And no matter how much damage you put on as Inkling, you still have to find the kills, which is why this character really thought of the meta, especially in singles. And they're out of the up throw up air range for the Booyah. So you find a straight up air there, but now you still have 4 stocks that you have to chip away at. Gets the back air, beats out the
so there's 3.
The up B.
So there's 3 stocks, but at 115 and 44, you're starting to just get the Nair train starting up. Ridley's, still at what, 10%? Yep.
Smacking both Inklings at the same time with that back air. Still have the stock on the blue Inkling, and now going for the wacky stuff. That up B.
They're just hunting, putting all this pressure onto the Inkling shield, saying, we want to see you roll somewhere so that way we can just punish it anyways. And now Rydra just being an offstage bully here with the Nair side B. Yep, another Nair, and unaware of the tech situation, just going to bounce off the top and fall down.
And that's so tough, especially on PS2, where getting stuck under that stage can often be a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get that tech and then even recover back as Inkling probably wouldn't be able to make it happen either way. So kind of a checkmate scenario, using that Nair and just sealing out that set there.
Absolutely. So good showing from MSU as well from your Andrew and Henry. So great job all around. It's always fun when, they sit down and you got a team that's playing the same character twice, and it's like, oh, how would 2 Game & Watches do in this situation? How would 2 Inklings do? So
you see that a lot too, especially at Ultimate Majors nowadays, where you'll see 2 players of the same character just be like, "Hey man, you want a team?"
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that the double Steves, you'll see the double Sonics a lot, double Nests.
Oh, double.
Like we saw a lot of Atata and Send, or like Send and Gact.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely, the doubles, the level of caring I feel like isn't as there as much as it used to be, like in the heyday of like early Ultimate or Smash 4, but still get a lot of entrants at majors.
Yeah, I think it's because people still have a really good time with doubles. It's still fun to play a game with your friend against, and try and see how far you and your homie can take it. Like, can you go and win the whole thing? And it's just a good time. I mean, there's very few regions or even communities within the game now still trying to develop meta for these kind of things, like developing a doubles meta. You do not see it very often. So to come here and see like, oh, people are playing 2 Inklings, that kind of stuff, it just means that everybody's having a good time.
Everyone's having fun.
Everybody's having fun.
And then one thing as far as like major level doubles that I thought was really cool was at Genesis, we saw Louis Money and Karama take that for NorCal in NorCal.
Huge.
And they were so happy about that. It was something that Louis Money, he had tweeted that he wanted that so badly for so long. So it's cool to still see people strive for that stuff, even if it's like, not singles bracket. People can love other things, be passionate about other things. I imagine if we got Squad Strike as often still nowadays, you'd see people like, yeah, I really want to let Squad Strike major, but it feels like the inclusion of it has been few and far between lately.
Yeah, you haven't really seen it very often. But what we are going to be seeing a lot later in the year is Ring Out coming November 22nd with $2,000 in pop bonuses. The doors are going to open early at 8 a.m., but it's a one-day event. You got doubles at 9 a.m., singles start at 11. All best of 5s with catering, friendly setup. So check it out today. Start.gg/ringout. Coming to you soon in Akron, Ohio.
If you gotta get really bright and early for that doubles play there.
Oh,
Bring your
yeah.
pancakes to the venue and
Oh yeah,
in between games, right?
just hook them up, eat them up, eat them up.
I was thinking, like, as we sat down, I was trying to eat this protein bar. I wasn't expecting to hop on right away, so I'm just like, I try to definitely eat like a good amount before I hop on the mic, and I do that. A lot of people, when it comes to eating before bracket, are kind of, they either want to starve all day or they want to have something in their system that at least a little bit. So,
I mean, I ate like 45 minutes before this started, so I finished eating a lunch in the parking lot. Just walked right in and just kind of sat down. It was nice, you know. It's in, it's working, it's good. But we got a nice matchup coming in here. Dice and Suspect.
I think they're taking on Angelo, or I thought Angelo sat down. Nope, never mind. Angelo's behind us, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's it say?
So, yeah, Dice Suspect versus the Funny Man and someone else. The Funny Man and Roan. So, I imagine Suspect plays Corn in doubles, right? Actually, he put Incineroar when I commentated him at Invincible.
No, he's probably gonna play Incineroar. Incineroar is just such a good doubles character, and it's really the only time you get to see Suspect play it. And it's the only time he really lets himself play it is in the doubles with Dice, who is, I imagine, is still gonna be going the Dice, the Falco, because it's what Dice knows and loves.
I had the pleasure of commentating these guys in Grands and Invincible last year doubles. That was a really great set. Wolf and Common ended up clutching it, but it was, I believe it was game 10 or close to it. So really fun to watch Suspect on the Incineroar. Definitely a treat.
Oh, yeah. It's a great time.
And just really good team synergy again with Dice. These guys team regularly. So what a duo, though. Falco and Incineroar.
Yeah, it's on paper, it's like, how is this going to go? But then you see them, how they work. And just like Echo Fire and Nad were doing, it's just there's a level of ping pong and like tennis that these two characters can play using their opponent as the ball. And it's like, wow, all of a sudden you're at 80%, and then Incineroar hits back air when you think he's going to hit an air, and you're holding out, and your stock's gone. And that's just, I've seen it myself. I've been hit by it myself, and so I expect it to happen again sometime soon.
It's just tough to play around that alone whip too in doubles, where there is that big launch hitbox where even if you're not in the arms of Incineroar, that does a ton of damage, a ton of knockback. So we'll see if the Funny Man and Roan know how to play around that, because you can knock your teammate out of it if you know the right timing. But if you don't, you're taking a big punish.
Yeah, and as well, they sometimes like Suspect will just opt for the up throw on the up launch on Lariat. Is that what am I saying?
I'm not sure.
Where Incineroar bends over and just hoofs them straight upwards.
The up throw of the Alolan Whip.
Yes, the up throw of Alolan Whip. We'll just opt for that sometimes, and Dice will be right above him with an up air from like the top of the screen. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Had nothing to do there. Couldn't do anything.
Yeah, especially at those higher percents too. Good amount of knockback on that Falco up air, so I could see that taking some stocks that you wouldn't expect otherwise, especially like mid-stage, because Alolan Whip, especially if you do the horizontal one, it doesn't have like the highest knockback. Like you have to be like in the corner on one side of the stage, where if you're doing it mid-stage, it's not going to kill. So that's really smart to go for the up throw on it, and then having Falco there ready to follow up. Trying to follow up on this signal here on the Aver Media. Oh, they're disconnecting the switch. Okay, got it. So we've been working around into more technical difficulties there.
There we go. Controller connections. Got to make sure people,